So I'm in my room here fooling with this MX2 computer module, and I thought I might offer some of my knowledge on it for you all on the internet here. The Prototrak at heart, at least this generation, and the AGE3 models as well, or the AGE models as well, were a 386 motherboard at heart, and loaded their operating system off of a floppy drive. And this MX2 only uses a single density drive, meaning it's only like 720 kilobytes, and it only has a single drive for both your operating system and your programs. Now, the later AGE models had two drives, and I believe they were both double density, and one of them loaded the operating system, the other held programs. Now, here, my flash turned off, it's so nice to me. This fella right here, this guy is your power module. Over here, these guys are all drive boards for the servos. And right in here, this guy is your video, actually. It's a video card. It's CGA output, I believe. It's because it's not VGA. There's a little cord right there that kind of screws onto it. If you take it out and you take the one out next to it, you have enough room to unscrew it. And if your CRT's out, if your CRT's like completely dead, you could either pull this guy out and wire in a CGA monitor if you could find one, or adapt one if you just put the plug in on this guy here. See, that smaller plug is the CGA, not VGA. Or you could do what I did on my first one, my first MX2, and use this spare slot that's there, the spare ISA slot, and find a old ISA VGA output card and just route a VGA cord out to a standard monitor. I actually had this TV on top of my pendant for a long time. But yeah, I mean, there's a pretty big divide between these old computer guys and machinists, CNC machinists even. So they get a lot of money out of you replacing these simple things that really don't cost any money. I mean, the CRT, if your CRT is bad, I don't recommend even fixing it, honestly. The $400 isn't worth it. For a video card, you're in under 50 bucks, and then a monitor, you could go to a junk store and pick one up for 10 bucks. So don't let Southwestern Industries get 1,200 bucks out of you for your pendant exchange. Plus, I don't even know what they charge for shipping. So, yeah, it's pretty simple. If your monitor's out, your CRT's out, it's probably the CRT, and there's actually nothing wrong with that card. So you could try and find a CGA monitor, or you could do what I did and find a VGA card to put in there. You do have to move this little guy over, by the way. Move it out of the way. I'm not even sure if I screwed mine back in, honestly. And it just works fine. You just have to deal with the screen being a foot over your soft keys, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, I'm really no authority on these Prototraks. I mean, I just have one and I made it work, but that's just sort of what I found with these and everything that I can remember off the top of my head. Theoretically, I think you could plug a keyboard into these. There's a keyboard port on the side of the motherboard somewhere, and it goes into this interface, which the video also goes into, which goes out to your pendant. I believe that's your, I believe they call that the computer logic cord or something. But somewhere on this motherboard, there is a keyboard port that you could theoretically plug an old keyboard into and have keyboard inputs. But at that point, it'd be kind of annoying because you wouldn't even have a reason to have a pendant anymore, just about. You know, it would just be a dead pendant that's holding your the power cords for this and the e-stop, which would be kind of annoying. So if you're at that point, I would probably just take the pendant off, put it behind the machine somewhere, let it do its thing where you don't have to look at it, and then run your keyboard and your monitor on like a separate thing. But, you know, it's kind of up to you at that point, if you're even willing to fool with it. Because, I mean, if you got some good servos and a good machine, it's kind of nice, but The new retrofits are several, like probably $10,000 these days, but they are pretty nice. So, you know, your choice.